Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews for yet another episode. In today's episode, I'm actually going to be reviewing for you Red 1, which is actually a very recent Christmas movie. And so before I get into how I felt about this movie, I will give you a bit of context, and then I'll give you how I felt about the plot and rating out of 10 and stuff like that. And so the biggest piece of context about this movie is, like I mentioned, it is a Christmas movie, but it also stars The Rock and Chris Evans, and for me, I have enjoyed Chris Evans in other movies, and so going into this movie, it was kind of interesting to see whether I would like it, because from the trailers alone, it looked like this really silly, generic, movie where it's so like direct to streaming, and it's not a movie you would go out and watch in the cinema. And then on top of that, there was this idea that people were actually saying it was horrible and it was just so dumb and so weird as to why this movie even existed. So there definitely is that. And so what I will say about the plot of this film is that it's pretty much this kind of cliche storyline about how, oh, we've got to go in there and we gotta save the people, and then we gotta go on this mission kind of thing. And that's kind of what this movie is about. And so the movie is 2 hours and 7 minutes long or something like that. So I watched it on Amazon Prime last night. And so how did I find Red 1? So I'm going to be honest with this one. Unlike some other movie reviews, this movie didn't blow me away. This movie wasn't like an amazing, great, like masterpiece of all time, because I will be honest in saying that the first half of the movie, it got me laughing quite a bit, because it was introducing the concept and it was just going so crazy and so silly to the point where I was like, it was so goofy, so silly, I was actually really laughing. And then it starts to you start to see what's happening, and then it's like, okay, of course everything is gonna pan out the way you think. And so it's kind of like, oh really, this is just what you're in for and what you're expecting. And the reason why I say that is because there are a few points in this movie, or quite a few points in this movie, where you can definitely feel that this movie is ripping off other films. And for example, there would be these scenes where The Rock is actually shrinking down like he's Ant-Man in the Avengers, and then they would go through the door and all this stuff, and it's like they're walking through the multiverse portal. So they're taking these things from these movies, and then obviously there's a bit of Christmas music that obviously has to play because it's a Christmas movie. However, without going away from my complaints, some of my actual appraisal of this movie is actually Chris Evans. I actually think Chris Evans was quite a fun character. I mean, The Rock is just The Rock in this movie, nothing to blow you away and, go and tell the entire world about this kind of thing. And then J.K. Simmons was actually quite good. However, he isn't in the movie enough, and of course, because of what happens in the movie, he's only in the movie for a certain amount of time due to the plot and everything. But, so yeah, there's definitely all of that. So out of 10, really, I'm gonna give this one a solid 6 out of 10. It's nothing amazing, like I said, but it's not horrible. I've definitely seen worse movies than this, but just definitely in that middle ground where, it's just kind of alright. It's good enough to pass the time with if you're looking for something to watch and just, fire something on your TV. It's not something I would actually go out and watch in the cinema, and so that is why I actually feel like it was good. I watched it on Amazon Prime for free, so that was good about it. And so yeah, that's my review of Red 1. This is probably the best, most authentic, most honest review that I can give you, because otherwise there's not really other ways in which I could have described the film. And so yeah, see you next time for another review on the James Rambling Reviews. Bye.